Okay, I'm Isabella, and I'm a psychology major. And earlier you were talking about a potential way to help create new leaders within the NAD, to train new leaders. I was wondering if that is going to include women, and if so, how are you prepared to prepare them for the potentially vitriolic response to their attempts to lead within this church?
That's a very fair question. Elder Bryant, why don't you take it? And then I'll come back. We'll all say something.
Very good question. Several years ago, Elder Jackson, after touring around the division, came back and he said, "This is what I heard from the people as I've gone across this country, across Canada, and across our division." And one of the things that he heard was this particular emphasis that you brought about. How can we involve more females in the leadership of the church? And so there was born an initiative that we call the Women in Pastoral Ministry Initiative, where we have been very intentional as a division to ask conferences if they would hire female pastors, then we will help fund that salary over a 3-year period of time. And that was, we thought we were doing very good in doing that. One of the things that did come out as we have unrolled that, and we were trying to double the amount of pastors, female pastors, for 5 years, and we are pretty much halfway to doing that. One of the things that came out was we did not help prepare the field for them, and so they did come up with up against some very mean-spirited comments and situations. And so we have put together an educational model for that particular ministry to educate local congregations on the need, the call, and a biblical call for women in pastoral ministries to help create a better environment for them to lead and do what God has called them to do. That's one of the things we've done and we're working on.
I have a dream that one day in the near future we would be supporting 1,000 women in pastoral ministry. Right now we have somewhere close to 200, 150?
We had 107 5 years ago. Now we're about 160.
Okay. And Elder Bryant is actually leading that initiative. That's why I wanted him to answer. I'll just lay the cards on the table the way I see them. The failure of my church to acknowledge fully the talents and the skills of godly women is a failure. We have in our division one female conference president. According to policy, she ought not to be there. We tried earlier to prevent any problem by requesting a variance to policy in order for her to do that. Her constituency voted her in. She has another constituency meeting in a few months. I suspect she will be voted in with overwhelming numbers. The reason? She's an excellent conference president.
Amen.
There is no evidence for any of us to assume that capable, godly women cannot lead at any level of church organization.